What exactly can PS3 owners expect to be included with the Oblivion package when it ships?
So Oblivion PS3 comes with everything you got in the original Oblivion for PC and 360, and that's actually the thing we want to make sure most folks realize is, this great, huge role-playing game that lets you go wherever you want and do whatever you want, and has been so widely acclaimed by folks like yourselves for being such a good role-playing game and such a good game in general. We feel it's a really great game for PlayStation 3 fans to look forward to. But you're right, we did add a little bit of extra stuff. There's a whole new faction you can join in the game. It's called Knights of the Nine. It comes with original Oblivion PS3, and it's basically it's a new faction that's different from the other four that you see in Oblivion. In that it's the Crusader. It's the really noble, pure, good guys who are trying to do good for good's sake, and it's very different because the other factions in the game, Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild, and the Dark Brotherhood, are all existing factions when you play the game. Whereas Knights of the Nine doesn't exist. Actually, it's a now defunct faction that you kind of bring back into existence, and you actually will have guys that will come join you and want to join your cause. So it's a little bit different in terms of its theme and its approach, and we think it adds another 10 hours of really fun gameplay, and you get it with your PS3 version for free.
Okay, now is that the downloadable content that was released for PC and 360 that you're talking about?
Right, so that's the same as the stuff that we put out for PC and 360, but instead of having to pay $10 for it, you get it with your original version of PS3. It works very nicely for any new game. That it plugs in very well to what you might or might not be doing if you start a new game of Oblivion, so it works well.
Okay. And in addition to Knights of the Nine, will you be able to get all the other downloadable content included in the PS3 version that's already been released for 360 and PC?
No, we didn't do the downloadable content in the original game because it really doesn't work well with a new game. It doesn't fit to start a new game and to try and introduce to the player things like a wizard's tower or to give them their own thieves' den. Those kinds of things really tend to change the balance of the game and give to the player things that they really should be getting during the course of the game, like when you buy a house in Oblivion. So we are looking at doing some of the downloadable content we did for PC and 360 on PlayStation 3. We're trying to figure out which ones are the right ones to do. I don't think we'll do all of them. I think we'll pick the ones that are the most popular and that also play nicely in terms of technically and not causing us memory issues, because as you make more and more available, the game has to allow for all of these new things you're adding and tracking to the memory. So we'll probably do a handful. When they'll be available and which ones is still TBD. Obviously, our biggest goal right now is finishing the game itself and getting it out. So that's our primary goal.
Okay. And then can PS3 owners, when they dive into Oblivion and undoubtedly put hundreds of hours into it, when might they be able to see Shivering Isles?
A good question. The most specific answer I can give you right now is this year. We're very hopeful and believe that we should be able to make it available for them this year. When and how are still questions that we haven't sorted out yet, and we're in the process of doing that now. But as I said, we can't really dedicate any resources to that initiative until we get the game itself out and make it great and making something that every PlayStation 3 owner is going to want to buy. And once we do that, we can dedicate a little bit more time and effort to figuring out how we get it out on PS3 as well.
And finally, when can we expect to see the PS3 version of Oblivion and Shivering Isles for 360 and PC available?
We're looking at March for both. So both the Oblivion PS3 and Shivering Isles will be out mid to late March. And check your local retailer for exact dates.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.